Welcome to the ZEM Goes USA Talkshow, a global live stream where we follow the TU Ecomotive team on their journey. Exclusive content, live Q&A, and the latest news. And today, I will be joined by Stan Beerings from PwC, Matthijs Stalmer from TU Eindhoven, Hans Ketelaars from Newways, and Philip van Velen from the TU Ecomotive student team. We will also establish a live connection to many more speakers and of course our reporter on location, Luc van Ooyen, who will update us on the tour. The TU Ecomotive team will wake up extra early to answer all your questions, so join us. Let's step into the future of sustainable mobility. Yes, a very warm welcome to the first out of 3 ZEM Goes USA talk shows. We're live. I'm joined here at the table as well by some of the partners of the whole project, but we got connections to America all over. So before we start, some practicalities. If you're watching on YouTube, on the right side of your screen, you can see a comment section. Here you can ask us questions, you can give us subjects to talk about, you can give compliments to the team, you can wish them good luck on their tour. Anything you want to say, please join the conversation. That's why we're live. Also on LinkedIn, feel free to join the conversation, and yeah, we're going to make a fun hour of it. And we're actually going to go across the seas right away because we have a live connection with Peter van der Venter from the Coast to Coast Foundation. Peter, it's very hot in there, isn't it?
Dave, good morning. Right now it's okay, but yesterday it was scorching hot. It was 42 degrees.
That's unimaginable. Well, the studio is hotter as well, but we don't have the right to complain. So Peter, for the people who don't know, Coast to Coast Foundation, maybe it's good to tell the people, what does Coast to Coast do, and what is your role in this whole TU Ecomotive adventure?
Yeah, so Coast to Coast has been around since 2009, I would say. And we've been always supporting student teams. And the first student team we supported was Stella, and that's Lightyear. And as you know, just yesterday it was announced that they will be producing Lightyear 2. So it's all very exciting. We believe in supporting these, innovative student teams. In addition, the Coast to Coast Foundation also supports businesses who want to set up shop either in Europe or here in the United States, and we've been doing this for quite some time. I'm so happy to see this zero emission mobility team from Eindhoven, because you were asking about that. So they're actually live here right now with us. And yesterday we had the Queen greet the team, and I only saw smiles.
Yeah, I can imagine that is like the perfect way to showcase your product as a team. As Coast to Coast, we're live. Well, we don't have 8 billion viewers yet, but why does the whole world need to see this? Why is this so important to showcase to the world?
Yeah, so I think I think why it is important to show this kind of innovation to the world is because of multiple reasons. One is obviously, this is like a challenge. So when you're young and you're still a student, I think it's important to be challenged. And the University of Eindhoven really understands this principle, to sort of raise the level of ingenuity, right? So for students, I think it's very exciting. And that's wonderful. I think then to offer them the opportunity to go to the United States and basically explain what you have developed, sort of to test and to see, is this really what people are waiting for, or is it just a pipe dream? I think that's important, from an academic point of view and also from a personal growth point of view. And thirdly, which is very important, is that those who will see the team will actually have the opportunity to be excited and to maybe get inspired themselves. So, maybe they will get to better solutions. And I think lastly, I believe in stories that have, a long-term going. So with Lightyear, when we started, let's say it's about 10 years ago, or Stella at the time, it's like storytelling, right? So when you come back each and every time and you demonstrate that it makes sense to have these kinds of, adventures, people will, they will themselves try to do this. And I think it creates energy. And this is very important. If we want to tackle and, combat climate change, it needs all of us. It needs, all of us doing this. And especially, I think, these kinds of tours will definitely make the difference.
Yeah, and I can imagine we all hope and think this will inspire the industry, but actually everyone in the world who drives a car or makes one. Well, Peter, thank you very much for joining us. You're in the car as well, I see. So I hope you
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's just today we go see Moss Landing, which is the largest battery power plant in the world, to learn and see what California is doing. So there's a whole delegation in the car shortly.
Well, then I don't want to uphold you, and make sure you get there in time. And we actually have a connection with the team as well, so we're going to stay in America. But for now, Peter, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll probably see you in the next episode as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Good luck, Dave.
Thank you. Because yeah, like I said, we're going to stay across the ocean, because right now we're in the studio in The Hague in the Netherlands. But we have a live connection far, far away from us. Our reporter on location, Luc Van Ooyen. What a wonderful jacket you are wearing. It looks beautiful.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, because actually we're in the middle of the day. But at you guys, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's really early. For us, it's really early. Yeah. Really early and hot in California.
And are you with the team? Because I can see some of them sitting on the couch.
Like, some are already awake. Not everyone is already awake. So some are asleep, but that's fine.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna give you some time to eat some breakfast. We're gonna have some conversations with some of the partners, and then we'll get back to you in this talk show. So go fetch yourself some breakfast.
Okay, perfect.
We'll see you in a bit. So yeah, that's the team in America. So yeah, let's before I neglect my guests at the table, it's time to jump into the conversation. One of my guests is Matthijs Stalmer. You're from TU Eindhoven, if I introduce you correctly.
Yes.
What is your role within the organization?
Yeah, so at TU Eindhoven, we have kind of strongly leaned into the idea of educating the future generation of engineers in a different way by means of very complex real-life challenges. And one part of that is where students challenge themselves for something that is completely their own creation, and usually in response to a societal challenge of some kind. And Ecomotive is an example of this. We have many examples. In fact, the program, which we refer to as the student teams or student technology teams right now, has in total about 50 teams of different sizes, of different technology interests, and about 700 students in total. And here we are appreciating the creation of one of them, Ecomotive. I try to keep the program together, make sure the students are having a good time, that they're learning a lot, and that ultimately we put on the labor market the best possible engineers the university can create. So,
yeah. Yeah, and we're actually joined here by also the CTO of New Ways, Hans Ketelaars. We're going to talk to you a lot, and actually the students met some of your team in America as well. But I think it's nice to introduce you in case we jump into conversation to just introduce the New Ways as well at the table.
Yeah.
And why is this? Because you actually said like you do this a lot as TU Eindhoven as well. This is a really practical form of education, like actually making a product and just showcase it to the world. Is this, like, in your opinion, the future of education, like way more practical?
I think so. So there are two things at play here. One is that we see students lean very strongly into being mission driven. I would say, having been at the university or in this industry for about a decade now, I've seen every year this be more and more. And that means that you can kind of channel this energy towards creating new things, towards tackling big challenges, being part of the bigger narratives from the side of developing things, as opposed to perhaps protesting or exercising nihilism or what the other options might be if you feel somehow distressed by the surroundings and societal technological problems. The answer to our students is to try to engineer yourself out of it, basically. It's not only technical, obviously, but technical is a big part of it. And we are a technical university, so ultimately we are trying to create better engineers. And Ecomotive, as I said, is a great example of sometimes that leads to great demonstrators, which I would consider ZEM to be most of all a storytelling vehicle. It embodies multiple different engineering feats, interesting features, interesting production methods, things that people just superficially looking at it might not even recognize as somehow innovative, like using pineapple fiber for artificial leather, like 3D printing much of the car, being able to shred it and essentially print a new piece if something breaks. Lots of these little things that are embedded into the design here, the carbon capture system, obviously. So it's cool system engineering, and ultimately cool team building, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to accomplish it.
Yeah, and
if I may step in, I like the idea of challenge-based learning very much. You are saying better engineers. Do you already have some feeling of how much better, how better equipped, how?
Yeah, I think you could think of it two ways. One is that can they somehow objectively be measured to be better? We're actually trying to figure that out more from an academic research side. It's quite a difficult challenge, in fact, to estimate what are the competencies of a person across the entire range of competencies at the end of education, but we'll get there. The other thing is how much they are appreciated by industry at the moment of graduation. And this we see clearly change. And people who participate, because recognize one thing, Ecomotive is doing this voluntarily and extracurricularly, means that they do not receive credit points for this, for example, nor do they receive a salary for it. So it's completely voluntary work, which is astonishing. And on top of that, what's kind of cool is it seems like, why would you do this? But even if you were out for a better job, the reward is right around the corner, basically. Because if you go to a company that has been working with a team like this on some engineering aspect or otherwise, that's their hire. They've seen the student. They've seen them work. They have perhaps co-created something, worked at the labs of that organization. I mean, the industry here. And it's the most logical person to hire because you know all about them. You don't need to spend on recruitment, anything on top. You have I wouldn't say a guarantee, but like as close to a guarantee as you can possibly get, because essentially you've already trained them, kind of. And they have trained themselves in the capacity of, figuring out how to build something. So that part we see come together for sure. The formal part, we will figure out how to kind of do that at very large scale as well. That's work in progress.
Yeah, and I actually, because Hans, we already talked a little bit about this way of education, and you also named the innovation space, if I say it correctly, because that's something.
That is where the 52 or even more student teams are combined in.
All right, and New Ways is a partner of watching that as well, or you are interested in this way of working?
Both.
Yes.
Well, there was an event even last week. Where we joined, where by the way TU Ecomotive also was, and the concept that is presented in this new way of learning, I like it very, very much, because I think that will provide us with the engineers we need in the future, and it's different from the past. So it will take some time, but I'm quite convinced that we are on the right track there.
Yeah, and Matthijs, have you been in touch with the team as well?
Yeah, sure. I mean, either directly or via our current agent in the field, Bart van Geverhoff, who is very kindly representing TUE on the tour. I'm in touch with them every day. Yeah.
Ah, cool. Sure. Yeah, because we actually have just to see them. We have some videos of their vibe and what they're doing right now. So I wondered if you had that, but you actually wanted to react on the innovation space comment or not?
Yeah, I think innovation space. What the role of that organization is. We're talking essentially of a unit within TUE. And the unit that is front running this idea of challenge-based learning, which is a strategic goal of TUEs to turn education towards this format, most of education, let's say. And we just need to figure out all sorts of technicalities, like how to evaluate people better, how to set better challenges, how to create the pipeline over years, how one challenge can turn into another challenge, how exactly, for example, would you teach linear algebra by means of challenges. All of these things need to be figured out. And that's what innovation space has been kind of called into existence for. And student teams are hosted as part of that, but not the only part. It's actually much bigger. Overall, we have about 3,000 students a year somehow participating in innovation space challenges. And student teams are about 700 of them. So in fact, the bulk is even elsewhere.
And I think the world is watching with these kind of projects. You also spark maybe some other countries to do this as well. Is Netherlands leading in this kind of thing, and the collaboration with Coast to Coast in America?
I think the collaboration with Coast to Coast is a whole other ballpark in some sense, because this is about once you have kind of come to the end of a project or midway milestone anyway, which is the completion of ZEM as a not yet road legal, but still a driving fully integrated vehicle. And I think this is about telling the story once you're there, and kind of reinforcing that students can develop great innovation and become better engineers at doing so. So there's quite a strong communicative element to it. But at the groundwork, what's happening is just day-to-day work about facilitating challenges for students, increasingly bigger groups, increasingly more interdepartmental or interdiscipline, which is a very important aspect of all of it. You would not be able to do this within, say, mechanical engineering only. No, it's mechanical and electrical and industrial design and combined with physics. It's all of these aspects together. And that's where the magic starts happening, when students amongst themselves, but also with external partners, they're sort of a triangle or whatever the shape is that creates in the middle. It's just everybody learns.
Yeah, and everyone works together, because there are really a lot of partners that are supporting the TU Ecomotive movement, if I can say. And we actually we met before at the review of the car. Yeah, talking about the car, is there some part of the car that you like most, or are most proud of, or that the students struggled with and actually worked out? Or
great question. I think I'm only in a position to be proud of the entire thing, to be honest. And although I personally think that you don't even need to see the car, in fact, to be completely in love with some aspects of it. And everybody can pick their own. The menu is quite long. So my personal favorite is the concept of manufacturing by means of 3D printing, which is slow, and how to figure out how to really scale that up. There are lots and lots of challenges to be still done about this. But with an 80% 3D printed car, you can really start thinking about very, very basic recyclability, and that's super cool to me. So this is my aspect. It's my personal favorite, but everybody else can have their own.
Yeah, because I actually visited the reveal as well at the Lauwman Museum in The Hague, where we talked to more partners, and we actually talked to the team as well, and we actually made a video there, and I thought it might be fun to watch that. So maybe you've seen it already, but this is what the review of the ZEM car looked like. I'm actually looking for it, and there we go. Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm here at the Lauwman Museum in The Hague, where the TU Ecomotive team has just revealed their innovative solution for sustainable mobility, the ZEM.
So ZEM is referred to zero emission mobility, and that is something that we really would like to show to the world, that we really would like to reduce the footprint or lower the emissions by developing a more sustainable car.
To show recyclability, to show sustainability in the cool way. We kind of want to make sustainable look sexy and look attractive to the manufacturers.
So behind me, the partners are having their first look at the car. Let's ask about their first impressions.
We're really impressed. So we've seen the previous cars, and they did their best this year. Also the body works, not only the chassis, and the design is amazing.
The nice thing about this car is that the plastics, the whole monocoque and the body parts are 3D printed.
I think it shows really well what kind of new features or new ways of producing cars, or how to handle cradle to cradle and on an ecological friendly way.
The industry can learn a lot of what this student team did. And hopefully the new team will continue in this way, and they can bring us as industry a step further on.
We want to stimulate innovation, and we also want to give new students the opportunity to realize their dreams.
I'm very proud that we pulled this off in less than 1 year. And next to all the partners, they already trusted in us. We had also some new partners that we gained some trust with by showcasing these cars. And without them, we couldn't make it possible.
The goal actually for us in the end is that students experience and develop their competences by working in a completely different environment than they would in regular classrooms.
So as a university, we find the human development ultimately the most important part of all of this. But you see that human development, when done well, leads also to great outcomes in terms of the artifact. And here we have a product which looks extremely cool.
So next chapter is we are going with ZEM to USA. Throughout our tour, we really would like to get in touch with certain different industries, companies, but also consultancies and universities to get around with each other and sit on a table and discuss like how can we help each other more with the sustainability in automotive industries.
Well, like I said, there are a whole lot of partners. The whole screen was full of logos. And one of the partners we will be talking to later in this talk show is PwC with Stan Beerings, who is calling in digitally. Stan, I just wanted to say hi and introduce you to everyone who's watching. You are, you're not in America, right?
No. I'm in the Netherlands.
I'm in the Netherlands, right? Well, the weather looks good because we don't see it here in the studio, but it looks like it's good weather outside. This was just an introduction, but we'll have a full-on conversation with you in a bit. So we'll see you in a bit. Because one of the other partners has joined me at the table. I already introduced you shortly. Newways. Newways is one of the partners of the team. And before we're going to get into this conversation, the team actually met our Newways already in America, in San Francisco, if I'm right. One of the team was there. We're going to start with the video, and then we're going to start the conversation in here.
Hi everyone! Today we're at the Mark Hopkins Hotel and we will be meeting Newways, one of our main sponsors. We're very much looking forward to it.
We started out designing our bidirectional charging in combination with the solar panels. And with Newways, we did the system design for it. We worked together where they would review our work. We'll give feedback.
We showed our product or like our designs, and then they could give us saying like, okay, you guys should change this design a certain way.
We have the drivetrain, we have the IDs, but they have the knowledge and the facilities to really make our IDs and our products a reality. So in that way, we can work together and make a final product.
For us, it's an easy choice to sponsor the TU Ecomotive. Newways very much believes in sustainability, in using new technology, breakthrough technology, and applying it in an application that's clean, that's healthy, that's efficient, using the latest technology. One thing that very much is a reason for us also to sponsor, to be a partner of the TU Ecomotive team, is that it's a sustainable concept. 80% of the car is being recycled. It has a solar panel, battery is being stored in the capacitors. It's a bi-directional power supply. And if this product was already on the market, it would change the world.
I was mainly focused on the bidirectional system. And that means just having the car connected to the grid and having be able to send energy and receive energy. And once we had that, we had to think of a design on how we can have the charge from the car output back to the grid, so we can have this bi-directional charging.
I worked together with Dylan on that, mostly on the system design. He worked out the details. But I combined the solar panels, so I was mainly responsible for the solar panels in combination with the whole electric network inside the car and the bidirectional charging. And working together, we developed kind of the whole electrical network inside that car. The car can read out when the solar panels are giving a lot of power. Combining that to a house which also has solar panels, you can know when there's a lot of green energy in the system, and then the battery can be used the car can be used as a battery to store that green energy for use in the evening when there's no green energy at all. So that way you already use the batteries which are inside the car as a new battery for your house, and it creates less waste and more use of green energy, which is a real good feature.
The drive and the passion that you guys show, the belief that you have, not just belief, but you can actually create a car. You don't just have the idea. I think this very much shows the dedication that you have
and the capacity, the capability that you have to change the world. I think you can see that we're very proud to be your partner and to be here with you. And you're conquering the world, and we are really proud to stand behind you while you're doing it.
Thank you, Newways, for our kickoff of the tour. We were very happy to meet you.
Yeah, also big thanks for the token of your appreciation. We really like it, so thank you. And
Thank you, Newways.
Yes.
See you on a new adventure.
Yes, and from Newways in San Francisco, we're going to Newways in the studio in The Hague. Hans, thank you for joining us. Maybe the first obvious question of all, what is Newways for people who don't know?
We are a company who develops and who produces electronic products for our customers. And we do that now since 54 years and are active in industry in general, in the automotive, obviously, and in the medical sector.
Yeah, and with a technical, because I'm not technical at all, so I'm really learning a lot here today. What do I have to think about? Do I have to think about chips? Do I have to think about machines?
You have in general to think about machines, equipment, and that can be very rather small size of equipment, like mirrors in cars that we make controllers for, but also more bigger pieces of equipment, like for example the control unit of a laser surgery unit, or for an MRI scanner. So ranging from very small to rather big, I would say.
Yeah, you said 54 years.
Yes.
I can imagine your industry has changed quite a bit. What started Newways, or what were you doing first? And we do know what you do now.
Well, the industry in general, the industry that we are in, started with assembly of electronic parts onto what is called the printed circuit board to get a product, and that's in the early days of let's say electronics and microelectronics. And we did that for some 30 years, and then it was, well, I could say everyone could do that at that time. From that point on, we migrated towards becoming a system innovator, where we do a complete design and production afterwards. And you can only do that when you really understand your customer, that you know what he needs, what he wants, what makes him happy in the long term, and build a partnership with that customer to come with the right solution at the right point of time with the right technology.
All right, and at some point in time, Newways thought, we want to be a partner of the TU Ecomotive team. Why is this project and this way of working so interesting to you?
It's a bit different because we did not focus on TU Ecomotive, but I'll come to that. Well, it's more the principal thing that the students of today will probably be the employees and the customers of tomorrow. So that's where we say it's a strategic of interest to Newways to engage with those student teams, and we do that then with multiple teams at the same time. Besides that, this new way of learning, we are quite convinced that this challenge-based learning is something that we as Europe, I may say, are going to need that to deal with the always increasing complexity of the technology. You cannot equip the students with all the knowledge there is up front. They have to learn that on the job, and that's exactly what these teams are doing. So that's why we would like to support that. And thirdly, I can say it's also fun working with these, and that's for our engineers as well as for the students. It's fun to work with them, to have new ideas that may be out of the box, that maybe not hold in the long term, but the dynamics that come from that is also in favor of our existing crew.
Yeah, but how is this to hear for you? Because this is something you're trying to achieve.
Perfect. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, that's the point exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, because so what you say, like the students are like the engineers of the future. So let's just utilize their brains and their creativity and their innovation right away. And as you can see, we made the SEM car. So it actually that's proof, I think, of this theory that it works.
Yeah.
What's next for Newish? You're going to stay partner? Is there more on the road? Are you maybe partner of more of these kind of projects?
Well, we are partnering with a solar boat in Twente. We are partnering with a racing car in Ilmenau, but that has to do with our footprint. That's also the Netherlands, Germany, and Eastern Europe and China. So we look for these partnerships actually all around the world. But even today, I had a meeting with the new team that is now starting up to see what we can do for let's say the next generation of SEM.
All right, so those are the next group of students. Maybe you can fill it in. We're going to build a car as well. Like, is that the new project again?
The magic is that I don't even know what they're going to do necessarily, and that is up to them exactly to design themselves.
After this morning, I know a little bit about it, but I'm not allowed to
all right. So we're not going to talk about that. But as I understand, it's not always a car. It doesn't have to be a car, but we'll see.
It's up to them to reveal their plans because it's their project and it should be their goals. So.
All right. Well, and you actually presented a token across these to the students. Is there anything you would like to add, or maybe wish the students good luck, or do you have some practical advice for them?
First of all, I would like to mention that I'm very happy that they understood that even today they got hold of their car. Because presenting a car without a car, that's really difficult to do. And I wish them good luck with their trip. And they do really have to good look after the car because it's promised to us for a fair later on this year.
So it has to come home safe.
I hope it does not take that long to get the car back.
All right. So take care of the car. That's the advice. We also want to see it here in the Netherlands as well. Well, we actually saw it already. Yeah, and talking about the team across seas, we actually have some videos about how it's going, and I have to say, of course, it's practical, it's educational, it's impact, it's changing the world, but it seems that it's also about a bit of fun.
We arrived in San Francisco.
Yo mensen, we zijn net uit het hotel gekomen, we zijn in San Francisco, ja zeg even hoi.
Look at this, I'm going down.
Well, after watching such a video, I think it's time to call in the team again. I hope they're camera ready right now. Luke, are you still there?
Yes.
Oh,
you're actually having breakfast right now.
And what's on the menu?
Ivan, tell me what's on the menu.
Even a spread.
It's not too different from home.
No.
Maybe you can tell us, where are you right now?
We are at the moment in San Jose. We're having some meetings here in Silicon Valley. Yesterday we were at Stanford here in Silicon Valley. So that's where we are right now.
All right, and you're actually moving pretty soon. I think it's tomorrow, or maybe it's today. I'm not sure. And you're going to also meet Richard Tevner. In short, because we're going to talk with him and about the things you're going to do tomorrow in the next episode. But maybe a short introduction. Richard Tevner. I also was told you're going to sleep at his house.
Yeah. Richard offered his home to us, and a short introduction of Richard. Richard does a lot of cool things with these underserved communities and with the high schools around these communities. So we're gonna visit a high school on Monday, Sunday, in the upcoming few days. And yeah, that's gonna be super cool. We can tell our story, inspire them a bit, and they can, of course, inspire us also.
All right, really cool. So I'm gonna let you finish your breakfast, and then in a bit we're gonna talk to PwC in a bit, and then we'll come back to you guys. And I want to talk to the team. I want to know how it's going, if their jet lag is still hurting them, and how breakfast was, I guess. So thanks for your time, and we'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
We're very excited to have the team come to this school. This is a very unique opportunity for them, and the kids are very excited. They've made some gifts that they're going to give to the students, and we have a marching band, and they're really excited to meet the students. I think just having that connection between student to student, they're not that far off in age, and these are high school students who eventually are going to go to college. So these students that are coming from the Netherlands are going to be role models. And these kids are very excited to have this opportunity. Honestly, this kind of thing doesn't happen very often, so we're grateful, and we're really excited. I can't wait to see the students. It'll be great.
So that's a small teaser for the next episode of our talk show. And right now we're going back into the partners, because I already introduced you, Stan Beerings from PwC. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start with the same question I'm asking to everyone. PwC, please explain what kind of company or institution or organization is this?
Yeah, Dave, we are a global accounting and consulting firm, one of the so-called Big Four. So we serve clients all over the globe in all kinds of industries with all kinds of questions, including automotive, the practice I lead in the Netherlands, and also the energy transition. And top of mind with nearly all of our clients at this moment is the sustainability topic, right? So we're talking to them on this topic all over.
Yeah, I can see how that matches PwC with the TU Ecomotive team, because you're a proud partner of the team. How did that come to be, and what is your role within the partnership?
Yeah, well, I think it's in line with what New Ways said, right? So what we see is that first of all, it's a great initiative, right? I think we can be proud of Dutch innovations. New Ways is one of the companies I think on that list as well, but a lot of companies in the Eindhoven area. Secondly, is that we see that more and more of our clients, they demand us to have technical knowledge when we serve their questions, right? So we are looking increasingly for students to come and work with us, although we're a consulting firm, to bring that technical knowledge into the firm. So when we were approached and when we got into touch with the people of the team and the university, this was an ideal opportunity to get close to those students.
Yeah, and have you seen the car already?
Well, I haven't seen it live yet, to be honest. I'm looking forward. So as soon as New Ways is receiving it, I'm going to make sure I get a tip to come along and watch it.
Oh, actually, Madis wants to add something to that. Sorry, what you were saying?
Yeah, the team's really gonna rush back. Hopefully the logistics, sea cargo is not going to fail them on this one, but we may all be able to see the car at Dutch Design Week.
Dutch Design Week. Well, do you have a date? Do you know when that is? Or
starts on the 20th or 21st of October, I believe.
All right, we'll make sure that information gets to everyone, and we'll hopefully to see Stan with New Ways. Hans, we'll see you there as well. Yeah, the car. So you haven't seen it in real life, but you have seen it digitally. First impressions, was there something that stood out to you, what you really liked? Or
yeah, Absolutely, I like the design. The design is cool. I think it's what I really like about it is the combination of the different technologies in there. Not only looking at the solar panels, of which we obviously already heard of Lightyear, but also the CO2 reduction in there and consuming the CO2 that you can bring clean air out of the use of the car. I think these kinds of technologies that are under the hood in this car are fantastic. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, well, I think the ambition shines off it because I don't understand anything or how it works, but I saw it as well. I tried to understand the functions of the car, but I just stopped. I gave up. Last question to PwC. This is a really innovative project. It's a global project. We hope. Well, we're still not at 8 billion viewers, but we'll get there. The sustainability, like you said, it matches your company values. Anything to add to that? Are there any ambitions, future plans, other partnerships, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's two things. One is our own CO2 reduction ambition, in which we're really moving forward. So as of 2025, all our vehicles will be electric. And that's the only way we're going to move forward with our own mobility. And at the same time, we have entered into a partnership also looking at our air mobility. So when we look at our carbon footprint, then we see that a lot of that originates from our flying and traveling across the world. And we have entered into a partnership reducing the reducing the CO2 footprint with that, and into a partnership looking at how we can contribute to electric flying on the short and mid distances. So we're in a partnership supporting that as well, and that might also be a good idea if I can go back a little to the next theme. Electric flying might also be an opportunity to look at that as a next challenge.
Yeah, well, I see some head nodding and people are getting inspired. So if the next group of students is watching, well, be careful what you wish for. We might be flying electric soon.
Yeah, well, and they're welcome to see if we can partner with them again as well, because it's one of our objectives.
Well, we'll see. Well, next year I say we'll do some more talk shows and we'll see you there.
Absolutely.
All right, Stan, thank you very much for your time. And the best of luck over there with PwC.
Okay, Dave. Thank you, everybody.
So I think we're now at 45 minutes. We can talk all we want with partners and about the project, but the thing you actually want to hear about and the people you actually want to see is, of course, the team in America. And just a couple more minutes before we're going to see them, because I actually want to show you one more video, because they met the Queen of the Netherlands yesterday, if I'm correct. So we're gonna look at that, and then we're gonna join with the team. So yeah, we didn't hear any conversation, so let's just ask the team what they talked about with the Queen. I hope they're not full of chocolate on their faces. No, they're doing fine. So team, good morning. It's like almost 8 o'clock right now, so now we can talk about everything. First of all, to everyone on the team, how is the trip so far? Any jet lag or just excitement?
It's warm, mostly warm, and for jet lag for me, it's not that bad anymore. For you guys?
Well, we do wake up every morning at 7 for some
for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's so great. Yes.
Yeah, and you actually met the Queen. I think it was yesterday. What did you guys talk about? What did she ask, or what did you guys tell her?
So we talked about the innovation and how she thinks it will be marketed in a couple of years coming, and mostly that was our main thing we talked about.
Yeah, and was she excited? Was she blown away by the whole project?
Yeah, she really liked the idea, and we could even give her a little 3D printed ZEM. So we were really happy with that.
Ooh, I actually received that as well at the reveal party.
Yeah.
All right. So and how is the group vibe? Are you guys still friends? I mean, you're all students and colleagues, but now you live together for like a month, so I can imagine that changes things. How's it going?
I think it's going well. I think everyone has their own room, so that's good. Everyone can go back to their own room if they want so. And I think it's still very nice to be with each other. We're all very enthusiastic about this tour, and we really want to see what the month is going to bring for us. So, okay.
Sorry, did you say anything else?
No, we were all agreeing on that it's very nice.
You were agreeing. And what was the most fun thing you've done so far, or the most impressive thing you've seen?
Maybe Tessa, you want to answer?
Well, the most impressive thing we have seen was meeting the Queen yesterday. But we have also done some very nice other stuff. The meeting with New Ways was very nice. We tried to test the equipment of Cerama, but we also did some fun side things, like went to a baseball game from the Giants. It was also very fun for us, but everyone was very burnt because we were in the sun all day.
We're all still red.
Yeah, and you actually met some of the partners there already, and of course in the Netherlands here as well. How's that going? Is it fun to meet them there, and are they happy to see you?
It is.
It's very interesting to see their interest in our story, and it's also very interesting to hear their what they're doing actually, and see their side of it.
Yeah, and even without the car, everybody's really enthusiastic just about the story, about what we tell them, and it really inspires us as well, because we're kind of nervous without the car, but we get such good feedback from everybody. It makes a really amazing day every day.
Yeah, and as I can sum in the conversations we had here, there's a bright future ahead of you. And talking about the future, what are the next steps now? What are you doing today and tomorrow and maybe this whole week?
Now, our planner Luke knows best what we're going to do. So, I think.
I can tell also. We have a cool meeting with a really innovative company in Silicon Valley today. Maybe some of us gonna visit Apple Park because we're not that far from it, the headquarters of Apple. And after that, we're going to Richard's, meet some schools. And so that's a bit for the upcoming days. And after that, we're going to Sacramento State Capitol and that kind of things, UC Davis. So cool things ahead.
All right. And Luke, of course, you're one of us, but you actually joined the TU Ecomotive team for this tour. Have you made new friends, or do you want to come home?
No, they're all super nice. They're all super nice. So I'm doing good here.
All right, that's good to know. Just checking in. And maybe the most important and last question: how were the donuts?
Bob's donuts were great. Luke really didn't want to get the donuts. Really, it was like 10:30 at night. Luke doesn't like the sweet stuff from the donuts. We did. We wanted to get some donuts, and we got them. They were really nice.
All right, Luke.
We had to wait so long.
Yeah, we had to
wait half an hour on the donuts. Who waits half an hour on donuts? But yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah, I actually saw the videos with audio as well. Because these talk shows are, of course, 3 episodes. But if people want to follow more of what you guys are doing, is there social media, any place they can go to?
Yes, we're very active on Instagram and LinkedIn. That's the most active. It's at TU Ecomotive.
All right. So we're going to make sure everyone gets that and follows you guys on your journey. So in the next episode, you'll have a big part of the journey done. Can we talk to you again then and talk about all the partners you've met and the fun things you've seen?
We would love to, yes.
All right. And let's see if Apple becomes a partner as well.
Who knows?
All right. Well, enjoy your day, guys. Thank you very much for calling in. I know it was early. I'm sorry to do that to you. But it was really fun. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yes.
Bye. So yeah, I think that rounds it up pretty much. I think we actually have a comment from Paul, who asks, will you show the functionality of the car during one of the next episodes? We planned that for this episode, actually, but Philip from the TU Ecomotive team couldn't make it. But we'll make sure on the next episode, we'll dive into the technicalities. We'll talk more about the car, the beautiful car that's behind me. So make sure to tune in. And I think I can round it up. For my guests at the table, anything left to say? Any kind words to the team, to the partners?
All the kind words to the team, really. You guys are doing great. And it's been quite a struggle, I know, because the car has been late. And that sucks for sure. Sometimes the circumstances just are the way they are. And the shipping industry is in disarray. We all know it. Now, unfortunately, you fell victim to it. But you swam out of that, I think, and some of that swimming still ongoing, but it will be great. And despite these, actually maybe even because of these hardship, makes it hopefully better in hindsight.
Well, I think those are beautiful words. Team, you can take those words home. New Ways, anything to add, or is everything said?
No, I would like to, following what has been said, these setbacks, these difficulties, they are part of real life. And I guess a big learning here is how to deal with that. Real life will not be any better than this. So it's a great experience. So I guess the team can benefit from it and still have fun. And that's a good thing.
Well, there rests me nothing but the practicalities, because I have nothing to add to that. Vincent Everts actually asks, what a brilliant broadcast. Thank you very much. When is the next one? Well, episode 2 is going to be on the September 26th. It will be in the outro video as well, if I misspoke, but I'm pretty sure it's the 26th, where we'll dive into the technicalities of the car. We'll have new partners at the table, and we'll talk to the team again about their journey. If you have any more questions, of course, feel free to hit us up, ask the team on their Instagram account, on their LinkedIn. Just follow the journey, join us. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to end it. So I'll see you on episode 2, where we once again will step into the future of sustainable mobility. Have a very good evening here in Europe and the Netherlands, and have a very good day in America. Adios.